Hey guys, this is Clinton Jeff from unleashedphones.com, and here's my review of the Pebble Steel. The Pebble Steel is basically a redesign of the original Pebble in a more metallic, more premium looking shell. Arguably the Pebble kickstarted the whole smartwatch scene, because even though there's a lot of competition from manufacturers like Samsung and Sony and even Huawei and LG going forward, Pebble is still doing really well. That's because they've kept things simple on the original Pebble, and with the Pebble Steel you now have a more premium looking upgrade to that. Now the original Pebble was available in a whole bunch of colors and they looked pretty sporty, even though it came with a rubber band strap. It was okay, but apart from the black version, the other colors didn't really suit your look if you were going for a formal event or even something that was some less sporty events, let's say that. So Pebble has listened to user feedback and they made this, which is the Pebble Steel. Now the Pebble Steel, as you can see, has a steel housing all around, but there is one plastic lining right over here. This is to allow the Bluetooth 4.0 wireless signals to penetrate the housing and allow it to communicate with your phone. Now this is a very nice design compared to the original Pebble. Some of you might not think it looks as elegant as the other smartwatches out there, but I actually think this is one of the best looking smartwatches that you can buy right now. Of course, Google has announced Android Wear and the Motor 360 does look pretty cool, but there's no telling what that price tag will be or the battery life or when it will be released. But right now, this is currently the best looking smartwatch you can buy on the market. It comes in two versions. It comes in the metallic silver that you see, and it comes in the black color version, which is matte, and I think looks better in my opinion, but this one looks more formal-ish and does stand out pretty well. So the Pebble Steel has the same button layout as the original Pebble. You have the back button over here, which is used to go back or just to light up the screen. You can also shake the Pebble Steel to light the screen up. There's the middle button, which is used to make selections, and you exit with the back button, and you can also use the top and the bottom button to scroll around a list, as you see over there, and that's basically how you operate the Pebble Steel. Now you'll also see this little magnetic port over here. This is where you use the proprietary charger. The charger magnetically attaches to the Pebble Steel, so that's pretty cool, but you have to be careful not to lose that charging cable, because if you do lose it, it might be a pain to get a replacement. At the front, the Pebble uses a very easy to read 144 by 168 e-paper display, just like the original Pebble. There's also Corning Gorilla Glass covering it, so it is somewhat scratch proof, and all in all this screen is actually really readable in a variety of scenarios. Even at night, no matter how bright it is in the morning, you can read the screen very easily, so that's never a problem at all. And like I said, you can also just shake the Pebble on your wrist to get it to light up or get the backlight working. So Pebble has managed to put all of this into a much slimmer profile. Of course, I will admit I do wish it was slightly slimmer, but it does retain its waterproof, water resistant rather, nature, and the week-long battery. The battery life of the Pebble Steel is actually quite amazing. It can easily go a week or even 2 weeks depending on how you use it. And that's actually not too bad at all, especially compared to the other smartwatches out there. And lastly, the wristband, you can see the little steel wristband that I'm using right now. The Pebble Steel comes with a steel wristband and a leather wristband. In box, it's attached to the leather wristband, so you will have to use a flathead to remove it. It doesn't use a standard wrist strap though, so that's something to note. The original Pebble did use a standard wrist strap, but the Pebble Steel uses a very unique wrist strap, so you will have to buy more wrist straps from the Pebble store if you want some. You can actually get it for $50 cheaper if you choose not to get the steel band. In that case, you just get the leather wristband instead. All in all, in terms of design, the Pebble Steel does look really nice. It's a huge improvement to the original Pebble. I think it looks great in both the colors, but I do like the black color version better. Okay, so let's talk about software. Now this is how the Pebble works. When you get a notification on your phone, now suppose you get a new message or a new email, or you can also send WhatsApp messages to your Pebble Steel. It'll transmit it over to the Pebble Steel. From here you can basically read the notification which will pop up, or you can dismiss it if you don't think it's very important. All in all, the software is actually quite easy to use on the Pebble Steel itself. You can either read a notification or dismiss it. If you get a call, you can answer the call from the Pebble Steel or reject it from the Pebble Steel. Of course, you will have to put the phone to your ear to actually hear the call. There's no microphone or loudspeaker built on this. Navigating the Pebble Steel itself is also very easy. As you can see, you can control your music from here. You can check any past notifications, set an alarm, choose different watch faces. I love the fact that you can change between different watch faces for the occasion. I have a very fun fake Rolex watch face right there, but you can also use a more cool classic Casio watch face, or this very cool handwritten watch face, for example. So I love that. I love that you can change the watch face depending on the occasion. Apart from that, there are also various settings. For example, you can choose to change the date and time if you want it different from your phone's date and time. You can also choose to turn off the backlight and turn off the shake to light feature, or you can just shut down the Pebble Steel or factory reset it right from there. So that's the software on the Pebble Steel. Now on the phone, the Pebble Steel is compatible with the iPhone and Android, but unfortunately isn't compatible with Windows Phone. So I'm sorry you guys, no Windows Phone love with the Pebble Steel, at least yet. But if you have an iOS or Android device, you can sync your Pebble with it and download watch faces from the Pebble store, and there's a whole bunch of watch faces available. And you can also install a couple apps that are also available, and there's a whole bunch of them as well. On your Pebble you can have a maximum of 8 watch faces or apps all at once, but in case you have an app that you're interested in, you can store it in your locker. That way you can load and unload apps or watch faces from your Pebble Steel into the locker right over there, and it works really well. And it does allow you to basically keep a whole bunch of interesting apps or watch faces on your phone in case you don't want them on your Pebble. I should note though that in terms of software, the Pebble Steel and the original Pebble both run exactly the same operating system version. The Pebble original also got the upgrade to have the same software features as the Pebble Steel. So basically what you're choosing is between the plastic Pebble and the steel Pebble in this case. So to conclude, I've actually been using the Pebble Steel for a while now, for about a month and a half, as my daily watch every day, and I'm actually surprised by how it really did change how I use my phone. For example, when I get a notification, when I get an SMS or an email, I no longer have to take my phone out to check that notification. I can just see it on my Pebble Steel instead. So that has helped. It comes in useful in meetings, it comes in useful when you're driving or when you're at the movies, for example, and you can dismiss notifications right from here. Battery life is also really great, so it's not just something else that you have to charge. You charge it up once a week and it'll last you an entire week of maybe heavy usage. If you hardly use it and you switch it off at the end of every day, it might actually last maybe 2 weeks. At the end of the day, Pebble has kept things very simple. The Pebble Steel is incredibly simple to use, and that's why they are still one of the top manufacturers of smartwatches, even though there's intense competition from other manufacturers like Samsung and LG. It does change how you use your phone. That being said, the Pebble Steel is still a luxury. It's not really a necessity. If you really want to try a smartwatch, you can try the original Pebble. If you want a classy looking smartwatch, then the Pebble Steel is definitely your only choice right now. It looks great. I have been using it for formal events and just for everyday usage, and it really looks great on my wrist. It does look very stylish, and all in all, I'm actually really happy with the Pebble Steel. But if you guys have any questions about the Pebble Steel, do let me know in the comment section below, or check out my full Pebble Steel review right over at unleashthephones.com.